Hi, welcome to this brief demo of how you can use the power of Nimbalyst to work better with Codex and Claude Code. Nimbalyst is an agent-native visual workspace for builders. We really believe that a new tool is needed for this new way of working that helps you to maximize your speed, your bandwidth, and your context as you work with coding agents like Codex and Claude Code. We think the key to working fast with high bandwidth and context is being visual. Humans are visual. And so as we work with our agents, with each other, we need to be able to work visually on our files, our sessions, and our tasks. And that's what I'm going to show you today in Nimbalyst. We're going to be thinking about a feature to put ads into News for Hackers. Hacker News itself would probably hate that, but it's a good use case to show this demo here. So that's what we're going to be going through together today. So let's jump into Nimbalyst. And we're going to start over here in agent mode. So you have your different modes right here. We're going to start in agent mode. And really the focus of agent mode is you're thinking about a session, you're chatting, you're going back and forth with the agent, and you probably have many of them running at the same time. And so you're trying to organize that and keep your work going. You have shortcuts for everything. So I usually get to agent mode through Command K. I'm going to try to remember in this demo to go by clicking so you can see what I'm doing, but use the shortcuts for everything. So you're here in agent mode. And what's the first thing you might do if you're going to add some ads into your content platform? You might do some competitive research. So we're going to go up here and click new session or Command N, Command Shift N from anywhere. We'll just pull you right into this screen with a new session. Say, hey, we're thinking of building a UI so businesses, et cetera, et cetera. And we're just going to run this for the agent here. You can pick which models you're using and which agents. If you set those up, you set them up over here in the settings. And it comes back with a nice visual interaction. And we'll show that as we go through. Sometimes they'll have questions, sometimes they'll have reports, and we're showing those visually to you, which can be quite nice. So here's kicking off sub agents, and you can go and see what it's doing there. So let's actually now show you on this left side. So you're working in your session here. On the left side, you have your historical sessions. And I find I have so many, it's hard to keep track of them. So we're trying to add features to help you sort and search and the like. So I can come here and search. So let's actually search for a previous Reddit ad analysis that I did. So you can see it's that one down here. And we're going to jump into that. And I can show you that already done. Another way to search that I really like is Command L. So I can't show you me clicking on that, but Command L brings you into this from wherever you are in the app. And you can find all of your sessions. So again, I can say Reddit, and it would pull you those too. But also you notice here, if I can tab across and it'll search not just the names, it's auto naming, but it'll search not just the names, but it'll search down into the actual prompts itself. So you can go much deeper in. So I can look across all the different times I've done that and then jump into one. So we've jumped into this one here, and we'll jump ahead. So we've done our competitive research already. It went and analyzed the UI of Reddit for its ads. And you can see it shows some nice graphs for you and sort of feature gap analysis. So really nice to have a visual conversation because it can show you more things. You can interact with that. And so then I might, now let me explain the right side of the screen to you. We'll get into this later when we implement and the like. It's showing you the tasks as it goes along. But over here, I really like this. It's the files that have been edited and worked on by by this session, or we'll get into work streams. If you have multiple sessions together tied in a work stream, all of the ones by that work stream. And so now you can just click on it and see what it said. And I've been demoing this several times in this thing. So I already had something there and it came back in and updated it. So you can see the red-green diffs that it's making. And I can step through these red-green diffs and accept them and reject them, or just for speed here in the demo, I'm just going to select them all. So now I've got all together my session. I can keep talking to it. I can go here and myself edit this file. So, another really key point I realized about Reddit's ads as compared to my News for Hacker ads is Reddit ads are great or whatever. And then I'm editing it, it's editing, we're all working together. So we're trying to organize all of our different sessions here. So we have a nice Kanban board here for that, where you can come in and you can see this is the one that's happening right now. It's still running and we're in planning mode on this ad analysis. And you can see a bunch of the other prompts we'll be going through. And you can jump down into them to see, to open them up. So in this case, this one is saying, oh, it's waiting, it has a question for him, he needs input. So maybe I'll jump down into that and see what it's asking. So our News for Hackers. So we go ahead and hit that. I'll go ahead and do it. It'll start running. But now let's jump down here and see what I've done before. Oh, you saw that blue dot there? That showed that I hadn't looked at this yet. So it's a nice indicator of you got to go back and check what happened here. We got tagging to show this is complete. And so now we're in here and you've got a nice analysis of those podcasts. What I wanted to show you here is another kind of editor that you can use. And I think I have it here. Yeah, so let's jump into this. And it pulls me across. And I'm actually going to show you another feature here. Sometimes I like to work with it all together here. Sometimes I really want to focus in on the editor itself. And so that will take you to agent mode over here. This is where files mode. It's where you can focus in on the editor. But you can also get to it from here. So I could open this by clicking, I just did here, or I could right click, open in files mode. And now it brings you, see, it's switched to here. I've got my file tree on the left. I've got my chat now on the right, but my focus is really in on the document. And if I really want to focus there, I can click this away, you can do that with your shortcut too. This shortcut is Command E, so I can do that to get that out of the way. And I can click here to get that out of the way. And I'm just really in the editor. I'm always kind of wanting AI with me, so I tend to leave that here. So now I've got a CSV editor. We saw a Markdown editor. Now I'm in a CSV editor. Same stuff where I can come and keep and accept changes. I can edit with it here, and we'll do a little bit more of that in a bit. Down here, you can use all of your built-in commands and skills. And we have one that I like to use for our own post-hogging analysis, and I'm also using it for this demo. And then I'll just show you kind of the thread /plan. We already showed you /plan mode. So create a product plan for the ads interface based off of, and then I mention a file and focus on the strategy, the goals, and it goes off and does some sub agents and makes this plan. So now let's jump back into files mode and really work there a little bit on this plan. So I'm going to open up in files mode. Just to make sure I showed you here, you have all your different file tree for the project. You can filter and sort that to show maybe only markdown files, maybe only files with uncommitted changes. So that's important to know about. And you can click here and jump around in the file tree. But you really want to work in here. And we already showed you can come in here, and I might want to change this and say key or something. And then I can also come over here and let's just do a little bit of editing. So I don't see a mermaid document in here. I'm going to want to do that. Let's just improve the goals, add a 5th goal, and take away the 3rd, just to show you a change. So it's got some red, green. I think I already showed you a bit of this, and I can step through that and say, let's keep number 3. No, let's keep the change. Let's change that, and then let's actually keep number 4, and we'll keep it that way. So keep means keep the change that it made. Revert means take away the change that it made. So we're editing there. Let's go ahead and kick it off making a mermaid file. So after the goals, make a mermaid showing this feature. Share this out. Let's just do that, and then we'll accept the mermaid. So I can share a link of this for some amount of time, and it's shared out. It's encrypted, so we cannot see it. It's shared out to Cloudflare, but anyone with the link can see it. So be careful with that. I can copy that link. It's now shared out, and I won't go and show it, but it's now shared, and you can read it. So we made a nice mermaid diagram. I love visual, again, for everything that I'm doing. So we'll show you Excalidraw in a minute, but I want to have a visual to understand. I see pictures worth 1,000 words, right? So we're going to go ahead and keep this, and it'll come in nice and big. And there it is, and it's showing my whole system here. And I can edit that myself using mermaid language, or I can, of course, go and iterate back and forth with, just down there. I can iterate back and forth with the agent to improve it, which is what I tend to do because I don't like to work in mermaid language. So that's a good demo of that. So now we've built a good plan, and we've shared it out. Maybe we're going to share it out to our team and say, hey, everybody, give feedback on that. What do you think? And now let's go ahead and mock it up. So maybe I'll just stay over here and say /mockup. So mock up the main UI for the advertisers to create a new campaign and target it with an amount to spend. So a nice ad interface there. Before I do, I had wanted to show you a style guide. So this mockup command is quite nice. It's a command we ship with. You can, of course, edit it however you want. It's just over here in your .claude commands, and everything's just marked down, so you can just edit it. But what's nice about it is it goes and it makes a style guide first if it hasn't made one yet. And so I do already have one made. Let me go find it here. I can scroll like this just to show you. I can also sort go in here. But let's look at the style guide. So it looks like Hacker News, surprisingly enough, and because we cloned it, and it's got all of the style stuff it should be using. And this works quite well. And so then it goes and it's still working to make this mock-up. So let me go find you one that I've already made. And just to show you another way to work, this is Command O, so to open a file. And so here I might want to just search for a mock-up that I've made. And here's my create a campaign mock-up. I don't know how recently I did the same thing. You can tab in to search the contents of that file. All right, so this is a true mock-up. And in here now I can work. So I could go ahead and look at this in HTML. I could just view the source and edit it if I know what I'm doing. I generally don't, but you can come in here and edit it, and sometimes I do. Or you can iterate with the agent itself. So I could come and say, what do we want it to do? Here, maybe we want to, I don't know, let's just say, oops. And you see it grabs that annotation, and then I can come and say, make this so they can enter multiple destinations. I don't know if that even makes sense. And so it'll go off and think, and it's going to show me a before and after between those two. And like always, we want to see what the agent's doing and improve it. All right, so it's gone ahead and worked, and it's still working, but I think we can show this to you while it's going. So you've got your before and your after. And so here I can see it's added 2 destination URLs. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. And you can split the traffic. So that could be a nice feature. And so we're going to go ahead and keep that. And you see it's now showing the after. I really like that because I can iterate and see and decide and the like. All right, so we've mocked it up. And now the next thing we might want to do is make turn this into tasks for us to work on. So there are two ways we could do that. And we're going to jump back we have a tracker system. As I was making these plans, it was auto adding them in and scoring them. And you can configure that and how it works. And I did this just as I was practicing a half hour ago. I went ahead and added in the tasks for this project. So it went and took them to build ads for our News for Hackers. So went in here and added them, made them as to-dos, gave a rating to them, etc. But now I can go and edit this, and AI can edit it, and AI can use it. The agent can use it for its work, and I can use it for its work. So all integrated together visually. In here for different sessions, while we're also simultaneously doing 5 other things, because we're all multitasking with our agents. We can come up here and hit the plus sign, and this is going to turn, you see the logo icon changed. It turned it from a session on its own to a work stream. And the power of the work stream is the different sessions, like many of them are across here. And in one sense, they're just normal sessions doing their normal thing. There's 2 benefits. It's grouped for me to keep track of it. And the files that it's over here are grouped too. So in this work stream, like I can look at changes across everything, but it's really nice to have them grouped by work stream. And we're all looking at this CSV and the like. And so that's a nice grouping, and that's a nice grouping. So that's the power of work streams. And you can use that even if you're not a developer and you're just trying to stay organized. If you're now implementing, you don't have to, but you might want to think about work trees, which are work streams in the sense of you have your tabs tabbed together, and the same I was talking about with the files, but they're a Git concept where you are taking your work and separating it from your main branch of Git, and you can work and make all your sort of changes and decide at the end, am I going to bring it in or not without polluting everything else that you have in Git. And so that's a great feature. You can work in work streams. Of course, you don't need to implement in work streams. You can implement directly and not in work streams, and plenty of folks do that. But I was just wanting to show you the work streams here. So here I went and said, I had one work stream that said implement the front end. Oh, and I should show you that. I should have done that. You can jump to the prompts, the chat prompts here. There's only one here, but if you have tons of them, it's a nice way to jump around. And on this one, I said implement the backend. So we'll do that here. Implement the backend. So it went off and worked. And you see the files that it changed. And the same thing. You can look at code files, see what was changed, edit it yourself. I have to accept this and then edit it. We'll go ahead and do that. And then etc. And so you can iterate there. And then once you're done, you can come back and say, okay, this all looks good. I've gone and checked out the different files. Importantly, we're noting here files that have changed and whether it's been committed or not. So lots of symbols for you here. How many files have been changed? Have you looked at it or not? If there's a question waiting for you, it indicates that here with a little question thing saying get back, and it's waiting on you, because sometimes you're waiting for a long time. You're wishing it was done, but it was waiting on you. And then at the end here, you can come and say, we're going to go and commit these files. I'm not going to do it because I'm jumping around super fast and not paying attention to what I'm doing. And you can have a nice message here, and AI can help you with the commit. When you do that, well, let's actually go ahead and do it. Commit this. Go ahead and commit it. And it will come in here with a nice message and tell me what it's committing, which is really helpful to me. I'm not a developer, so when I'm committing, I'm less clear on sort of what's happened. I'm building our whole website and other applications, and that's helpful to me. The terminal built in here. And this is where I'm running my Hacker News site. This is, it's actually running, and I play with it. And you can add more terminal sessions. And so it's just, do whatever you want to do, and et cetera, et cetera. And so that's nice. And there's a lot in there. We're trying to add more and more videos. And we'd love your feedback. We're so excited to be building this. We really think it is a better way to work, a visual way to work with our agents. And that's our focus, is helping all you as builders. And so thank you for your time, and have fun with Nimbalyst.